Hello guys. To start off with, there's so many different things for change. For me, I'm going to give an example.
My name is Ellie. This is a space for self-growth, healing and honest conversations. If you're growing, healing or just figuring things out, you're in the right place.
So recently I've just finished college and I am now into adulthood. And if I'm going to be real, it's really hard because when you're kind of just left in a way, you struggle to communicate anyway because with autism it's harder to speak to people. You get overwhelmed. Like for me, it was over phone calls. It's just a daunting thing, and no matter how much for me reassurance you get, it's just not enough. And I feel like there needs to be more support with people who are neurodivergent with it. Not everyone is the same, and I completely get that, but I need a lot of support from that sort of thing, and it's disappointed me that these systems don't really give it enough, or you need diagnosis to get help, but that's a whole different thing. I started to do, oh my god, I can't speak, a thing with somebody who's kind of coaching me on it. I had a first session and I realised like I don't think I was ready, and I was like, I need to get a job because I need a full-time one, I need more money, and I feel like I'm just mentally struggling even if it's there. As a neurodivergent, I put a lot of pressure on me to do well. That comes from my past because I felt like I had to compete with people who didn't have that, and I would always feel like I was behind, so it's almost like spilled into my adulthood life now. I had a talk with my mum, I just go like, I'm not ready, like I'll do the sessions but I'm just happy building up stuff, doing my podcast, because I feel like when you're ready you will do it, like you can't really be forced into it. That doesn't work for me. Everyone's different. I didn't like the change of it, like going from having a structure, because I absolutely love structure, to then finding my own way, looking for jobs. It's so overwhelming, and like even the job industry is hard, like just hard. And I dislike when people go about your passion, even if it's not meant to be negative. It's a hard industry to get into. The industry I want to is hard, but that doesn't mean like I'm not gonna, get into it, but it will just take a bit longer. I dislike that because it feels like this day and age people like just want to put you down, or they just go like it's not possible. But if you want something to be possible, it can happen. It just needs time, which is from change. What I realise is us autistic people need more time to process, and that's one of the things that's still really hard. So yeah, I think driving as well, like I get really anxious still with it sometimes. I have a test soon. The change in that sense is the fact of going from not being able to doing it and then having the responsibility when you pass is something that like is I think it's scary for anyone really, like knowing anything could happen and you are responsible, and if people in the car and you crash, you're responsible for that. And I almost feel like being an adult is okay, but I feel like the world pushes you even like more and harder as us neurodivergent people to do that, to get it done, when like we don't actually probably want to do it that quickly. And I really struggle to regulate as well sometimes with change. I will come back after a long day at work and looking at the fridge deciding what to eat is, I can't always do it, not because I'm being lazy, but looking at other options when I'm already overwhelmed, and like not actually knowing like what I'm gonna eat, not having a set plan is awful sometimes, because it's like, well, you've got to make your own decisions, you've got to do this. Like I don't feel ready for that. And I feel like a lot of parents, and I feel like just in general the world expects you to, when you're 18 you're on your own, but that's not true. You're not on your own, and you shouldn't be, because without support from people who are older, and like you might struggle to get there, because that's how we sometimes learn, is from people who are older. And if you don't have that, it's hard. Like even thinking about going back to education, I don't want to, because I'm thinking, why do I want to spend another year in that, or a few years, when I am kind of ready to just get on with my own stuff, even though it's hard and though it takes time. Like I want to travel when I have the money, but then I also can't travel because I don't have the money to go to expensive places. So it's a fight between it all, like the change in, like, a few months ago I was at college, I had instruction. Now it's like, this is weird. I just get really emotional about it sometimes because I can't think of anything worse being left on your own. I feel like if it wasn't for a few people I have support from, I think I would be quite stuck. But the thing is, I personally have a path and I want to go down that path. And that is media, that is videoing, that is all the things in the category, because I feel when you have a passion, you want to pursue it. And I've had this path since I was 10. Doesn't mean I have to go down it, but it's something that feels doable for me. And if you want to go to uni when you're older, if you want to do college courses when you're older, you don't have to do it straight away. That's my experience. And change, my room's getting done. That's like, it was getting done this month, but it's being postponed. Like, the change of that was quite daunting because I was like, right, I have to organise my drawers, I have to go through them. And I talked about, I had a moment where I just broke down because my wardrobe, like, all the shit had just fallen out. And I had to organise it, and I didn't actually get to organise it until a few weeks later because I was just too overwhelmed. I think even getting my hair done, I decided to get it done because I was like, but then as soon as I got it done, I was like, this is nice, but I'm really unsure. I'm not used to having a different hair colour. But it's like with because I have ADHD as well, as you guys know if you've seen my videos. It's weird, it's like I want to change it, but then I don't want to change it. Like, I almost clash together with both of them. So I was getting my hair done, I was like, do you know what, I'm gonna go as blonde as I fucking can. And as soon as I finished, I was like, this is weird, like, my hair's short, I'm gonna have to style it a different way. I was like, this is a bit odd. But I actually got used to it. I don't think change is a bad thing, but for us it feels like a bad thing because you are like just changing everything that you've known. You're in a new chapter and then feeling like you're pressured. I feel like if you aren't pressured, it wouldn't be so daunting, but for me, it feels like that. I feel like pressure keeps me going, but then it drains me out. I think you do need pressure. You do need it to get sometimes more encouragement, not pressure, more encouragement you need to get somewhere you want to be sometimes. Of course, you need people around you to get you there, and but I also believe that pressure isn't the best thing. Because the way it's worded and the way it is like, you've got to do this when you're 18, you've got to go to uni, you've got to be like everyone else, you've got to get a car, you've got to drive, you've got to start earning your own money. I think it's not so easy as that. I found it very difficult, and it's not how it probably was back a few years ago. Because I remember a few years ago it was still hard, but it was never as hard as it is now. And I think the pressure needs to be laid off young people as well, because I want to talk about this. Because it needs to be, especially when you have disabilities that you can't see. Even for anyone, so much more support, so much more. It gets me down. I wasn't so resilient. I didn't actually have a path. I would be sat there not sure what to do. And I don't blame people, because not everyone knows their path. Some people are still figuring it out in their older ages, from what I've seen. And even you probably end up changing careers, so I guess you never really know until you know and have a path. I can never make decisions sometimes. I hate change. I feel like it attacks me. I feel like I get attacked with change. I feel like when someone goes, this is your schedule, you need to start to change it because we need to do something else today. I'm like, no, I've set a schedule, so I will fucking stick to my schedule. Please do not tell me and change that. And making friends is a really hard one with it, because people don't see what's going on there. They just class you as someone they see on the surface level. People will just go through school, some people being fine, getting on with it, but then you'll just have a moment when you break down, and then a lot of people don't know how to deal with that. They don't know how to deal with pain and hurt, and it's not easy, but at least acknowledging someone for it is the most important thing. If I could help every person in this world, I would. And I think also for me it frustrates me because I don't have the money to do that, and you don't always have to have the money, but it is, you know, if I could like lend or give my friend money or someone who was struggling that I knew 100% if I had it, or if I wanted to take them out for food because I had the money, I would. Because that's how I show my care, is through that. Having autism is hard. It's a lot harder because things are loud, things are more overwhelming. You feel like you're behind already. Thank you so much for watching. This is kind of just a freeway roll, this series, I guess. I mean, my autism diagnosis, I didn't have it long ago, and I obviously knew more about ADHD because at the time I thought I had just had it, but then I did research. I was like, no, I have autism as well. I was like, this is something else I need to learn about. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope I help you on your journey. Bye.